So, what flight training do you recommend and why?
Okay, for everybody who's joining in, I would recommend to be obviously a commercial pilot license. I think that is the key requirement for any airline job. If you're in India, they're looking for a commercial pilot license with minimally an instrument rating. And for Indian licenses, you require 250 hours to even be eligible to convert your license. So for more of our Indian clients and all, we are looking at 250 hours. Some people who are not looking at working in India, they can fall under the category of probably getting a 200-hour program or whatever is required by the licensing authority in wherever they go to. So I think it's to each and everyone's needs, so they can choose what they want. Yep.
So, what schools do you recommend?
For now, I recommend whatever schools we have. We have partners in Australia, we have partners in New Zealand, we have partners in Southeast Asia as well. But like I mentioned, it's really more of what people want. It's really more of what clients are looking at. But for a moment now, I think our Australian setups are quite good. They are really up and running. We have students down there, so possibly we can look at our Australian counterparts, and then maybe we could look at further ones as we move on with our project. Yep.
How does our partner academies ensures and safety?
Okay, so for quality and safety, our academies are not new. They have been in the business for at least 10, 15 years. They have existing approvals with the various CAs. We are compliant with ICAO requirements for training. We are also audited, and we are also compliant with standards. So in terms of safety, our academies, what we can guarantee is we're not going to be giving you something which is brand new, because it's like a brand new airline. You're thinking, oh, they're new, how are they going to come out? So it's the same logic we have with academy. So we have a robust system. Our ACRS does audits. They are also compliant with audits. So what we can ensure people know is that when they're going to an academy, it is safe. It is the people who are training you are of standards. So in aviation, very key word to me is training and standards. So this is how we ensure you have a robust and effective safety management system.
Are there any scholarships options are available for aspiring pilots?
Okay, so for scholarship or financing options for pilots, right now ACRS, we do not offer any such schemes yet, but we are looking at offering it down the road, maybe in the second quarter of 2025. As of right now, if you are looking at more scholarship and interest, you can still apply. We will see what we can do for you, but as of now, we do not have any direct scholarship options.
So, what is the approx salary for the pilot in India or Australia and South Asia?
Okay, so generally pilot salary, it is considered high. For India, roughly an entry-level pilot is earning about 10, 12 lakhs a month, sometimes 15, depending which airlines you're in. For Australia, you're looking at about, in Australian dollars, maybe 15,000, and it's around there, $15,000 to $20,000 a month. It's high, but high risk come with high reward. So it is a good paying job. It's a very rewarding job if you want to get into it.
Can you explain the significance of CASA?
For CASA regulations, so I think CASA regulations are bound, well, they are the Australian aviation regulator. So they have their own regulations of pilot licensing and issuances. So, well, I won't say there's any significance to it. I think it's more of, are the regulations aligned to us? Yes, they are aligned to us, but obviously every country's regulations differ from every other country. So what we do is that if you're coming from, let's say, India to go Australia, we will give you a program which is aligned to the DGCA requirements. But the CASA regulations may differ. Then it's up to you. You want to take a DGCA program or you want to take a CASA. That's how we develop it. But if you're talking about safety regulations and all, then it's probably world class on the best. Yeah.
So what about New Zealand Civil Aviation Authority?
It's pretty much the same regarding New Zealand. New Zealand and Australia, they are pretty much side by side. They are together. However, they have some different regulations. But if you're talking about training wise, it's pretty much the same. You have world class top standards, and these are authorities which actually does a lot of audit, especially on their members and all. and we have ties up with all these airlines. So sorry, with these academies, so that we can actually, we are not only trying to sell the school alone, but we also want to sell what is the authority. So when you talk about CASA or New Zealand Civil Aviation Authority, people know they're going there to get licenses issued by these authorities before they actually think about converting or whichever.
Are there any programs which allows for DGCA?
For DGCA India right now, we do not have any direct programs yet. We are still working with DGCA. We are still trying to come up with approvals. Obviously, we have not any direct DGCA programs, but we are working on it. And for DGCA issued licenses, as of now, we do not offer any programs, but we are actively working on it.
How does your Australian Flight Academy assist your candidates?
So for our Australian partners, we have so practically people are going to Australia. They're not only just going for flight training. They are supported with accommodation, onboarding, if they need insurance, medical insurance, etc., etc. All these things are taken care by them. They also ensure that they meet the minimum requirements for a license issued in Australia. That is what we catered for. Additional hours which they build is more of a conversion for back to wherever in India or whichever they want to convert. So I think in terms of student support services, it's not only Australia, but I think most of our academies, we have a system set up already. So students don't need to go around and worry if there's any, something goes wrong or whichever. We have a system up, so students can call somebody or they can reach out to somebody, and we can actually we have a robust system in place.
So what are the pathways for the Indian pilots to convert their license into the Australian license?
Okay, so for Indian pilots who are heading down to convert their licenses from Australia, I think what is, we'll practically tell them what is the minimum requirements. Now, when they go down to Australia, they'll be able to get the license issued. But when they come back to India, there will be a requirement for them to fly maybe a certain amount of hours, or those certain amount of hours has to have been completed in Australia, and the DGCA approves the license, and then, okay, you can convert it. Obviously, there's examinations and all. So these requirements and whichever things which needs to be addressed, normally we will make it clear up front when you say, okay, you come back, you got to fulfill this, you got to do maybe 6-7 subjects, or you got to do a certain amount of hours. So it is more or less, conversion is made easy if you meet the minimum requirements of 250 hours, and then that's how from there we can move forward with conversion.
Are there any ongoing collaborations between ACRS and Indian Airlines?
So right now, ACRS, what we are trying to do is we are working with some airline partners. We are trying to actually get into a collaboration. Obviously, we are in the early stages of discussion. We have advanced stages in some airlines, but we are still working out some deals. Obviously, if we do get some placements and we do get some developments out of this, then people will be aware, and then it will change on how our structure is. So people can stay tuned. We are still working on it as of now.
How does ACRS Partners helps Indian Airlines?
So, like I mentioned, we are the third. India is the third growth market after US and China. So how we attempt to address is, there is definitely a shortage of pilots in India. For an example, you have 300 planes on order from Indigo. That itself shows you a requirement for at least in the next 2 to 3 years, you're looking at about 1,500 pilots. So how we want to address, or how we want to help this, is to actually target demand. We don't want to just get 600 people in for 1 year, no. We want to target 100, 150 for per financial year, and then we are able to develop enough cadets for the airlines, either via their program of training, or either via a post-training placement, or airline cadet enrollment. So how we are going to do this is through, obviously, we are negotiating with airlines. We are seeing the demand. We adjust for supply and demand, because you can't have too much supply for too little demand. So we want to have a seamless partnership with airlines, and we need to make sure that it's driven also by analysis of data, before we actually develop numbers before we can give them. So how we want to support airlines is we actually want to give them the correct size of numbers for the correct number of planes. You can't have 3,000 pilots or 300 planes. You can have 1,500 pilots or 300 planes, yeah.
So what are the future plans of ACRS in India?
I think our consulting services, we are expecting to broaden our partnership with other airlines. We want to develop technology. We are going to use AI technology to develop more flight operation support solutions. And also, apart from flight training, we are possibly looking at aircraft. We're looking into the aircraft market to see how we can possibly support demand in India. So that is what the key plans now. These are more of future plans, but already in effect. But more of now we are looking at the flight training part.
How do you see the Indian aviation industry evolving in the next 5 years?
I think India is the market for aviation. You can see it's just exponential growth. It's not slowing down. I think there is a lot of remote locations and a lot of big urbanized cities. And it's not only domestic traffic you're talking about international traffic, which is really growing beyond anything. So I think what the next 5 years for India's aviation market is just beyond forecast. I think we're going to look at 200-300% growth. We're going to see a lot of planes coming in. We're going to see airports being developed. You're going to see this the government is obviously investing into aviation. The infrastructure is going up. So this is the market. If you want to fly, I think this is the best time to start flying.
How does ACRS partners plan to contribute?
Okay, so firstly, we have already gone into flight training. We are supporting flight training. We are gearing up our academies have been set up. Our pathways, everything is up and running. We plan to support this market by supplying not only pilots for now. We are looking into developing more roles of staff, technology, assets. So our plan is just not it's not just a singular plan. We have a big plan, and obviously we are looking at how we can support it. We have our investors, we have our support teams and all. So I think it's more of supporting the industry on a whole, more than just supporting in a singular way.
So are there any plans for ACRS to establish training facilities in India?
For now, we are looking at it because we want to supplement stimulate some local demand as well. But for now, we have not yet set up anything locally. But definitely in the next year or so, we do look at setting up a local setup.
So what advice would you give to the aspirants pilots and aviation professionals in India?
I think flying is not an easy job, but it can be made easy if you're well prepared, disciplined, if you know what you're getting yourself into. I think it's also, if you want to fly, I think this is the best time to fly. Do drop us an application, reach out for us for any concerns, and we can see how we can help you. So I think that the most important thing in this line is discipline. So having good discipline is key to a pilot's professional development. Yeah.
How can interested candidates or airlines reach out to ACRS and Apex AI Technologies for inquiries?
So I think at the end of this show, we'll put up a contact for people to email. And then there's also probably will be a website where we'll have for people to take a look and see where they can find more information on programs. But for most of the local Indians who want to fly, they can contact Apex. However, for people who have more from anywhere in the world, if you are watching this, you also can drop them an email. They will be able to guide it to the correct partners, and they will be able to get back to you.
Any final message for aspirants regarding the aviation industry and career opportunities?
I think, like I've said throughout this interview, do not wait. Please apply quick, and we'll be able to help you. Yeah.
So guys, that's all for today. I hope you like this video. If you have any doubts, comment down below, and please do watch this video till end. Please like the video, share this video, and subscribe our channel. See you in the next video.
Thank you.
Thank you.